You mentioned data governance, so I want to talk a little bit about data governance and data quality. So what does proactive data quality look like in today's modern architecture?
I mean, it's a great question because do we see this a lot out there? There's instances where we're beginning to see firms are shifting to this proactive approach, not about firefighting quality checks and dashboards that show things after the fact, but more starting to integrate the validation and observability directly into their data supply chain at earlier points. That means that quality checks are version controlled, automated, and executed early and often. And most importantly, the teams closest to the data are empowered and accountable for their accuracy. And the result? Fewer surprises, better decisions, and a governance model that scales.
How does data lineage and transparency contribute to better transparency?
Well, yeah, lineage is something that's often seen as a compliance checkbox too, like, hey, we gotta do lineage, but really it's a strategic asset. It clarifies dependencies and it accelerates the impact analysis when things go wrong. You can quickly look upstream and downstreams to see if something happens, what led to it, and who's going to be impacted. And that helps quantify risk. When business users understand where data comes from and how it evolves, they trust it and use it more confidently. And when regulators and industry market data auditors come calling to your door, you will thank yourself that you had clear lineage installed because it reduces both the cost and the complexity of your audit response.
Shifting to data fabric, what is your perspective on data fabric as an approach to modern data architecture?
Data Fabric offers a unified, intelligent approach to managing distributed data, as Data Mesh does, but without needing to reorganize around domains. It connects data across the silos through active metadata, automation, and real-time access, making it especially suited to investment firms with complex legacy systems. Enables firms to access trusted data without duplication, enforce governance across platforms, and accelerate delivery for initiatives like ESG and client reporting. Rather than decentralized ownership, Data Fabric focuses on centralized intelligence with distributed access, a model that meets firms where they are today.
How does the modern data technology stack support Data Fabric?
That's a really great question. Well, the modern data stack provides the foundation. We have cloud providers as well as different technology providers that can work with them to provide access and custom access that give you the basis for how your data fabric will just gather data as well as to standardize it and distribute access. Then AI-driven catalogs enrich metadata and improve discovery, and data testing as well as staging technologies are there to help evaluate new queries and new quality controls before they're actually implemented, as well as give version controlling. So there's a clear record of what you put into your environment with what has led to where it is today. And this helps with when you have problems, you can clearly go back to see the track record of where that problem started and how to best remediate it. Together, these things just operationalize the data fabric, governance, lineage, and access. They're all embedded in the workflow, not layered on after the fact.
Right, so shifting to data ownership and stewardship, what are some of the key aspects that data owners and data stewards must consider in a high-performing investment organization?
Data governance can't be a part-time job or generic function anymore. Data owners, who are typically senior stakeholders, are accountable for the quality and the fitness for purpose of key data sets. They make decisions about access, quality thresholds, and usage policies. Now, data stewards, they are the operational linchpins that ensure execution, maintain metadata, and engage with business and technology teams. Together, they provide data that remain as an asset, not a liability. Just to go back to that first point there, it's really important that as firms want to see success today, they cannot make these part-time roles. Putting more resources into the data owners and allowing them to have a full scope as well as a charter to empower them is what leads to success.
And that makes a lot of sense, and people have to think a little bit differently about those roles, so that's a good point. How do you operationalize these roles without going through lots of bureaucratic drag?
Right? And, really, clarity and enablement are everything. Owners and stewards need documented charters, the proper tooling, and time carved out to do the job well, and even just need time to learn what it is to be a data owner. Firms that succeed don't overload these roles. They embed them within the existing workflows and provide automation support. One example is Snowflake's governance model. It allows policy controls to be codified and consistently enforced, freeing stewards to focus on value-added tasks and less manual work.